Well, good afternoon and welcome to Rugby, Show Me the Money Rugby TV. We have just lost the game caller. He's got major endorsements contacting him at the moment, and he's been offered a big deal to leave the full 80. That's an exclusive. He's just told us he's going to stay loyal. We know he's a loyal lad. I hope he don't take up the new deal. If he does, he'll go with our best of luck, and we'll never talk to him again. So here we go. So just a quick one, guys. We're going to do a special inside of the deal about Leigh. The Leigh was the Leigh Centurions.
Now the Leopards.
Don't take my words, so I'll say it. Now the Leigh Leopards. Just a little bit on that, because I don't want to get too engrossed in the debate, because, as I've said, my personal feelings is, if it is to promote it and then they'll come out with something, that's fantastic. If it is just Leigh Leopards, I can't see Degsy paying £100 for a marketing man to come back with Leigh Leopards.
Yeah, I think it was done in-house very quickly.
Oh, it was done in-house?
What do you mean?
Well, my instinct is that this is a little group of them who've gone, right, where are we going next? I don't think they've employed a massive marketing agency to come up with that, no chance. Because
the negativity has been this. Listen, it's not negative because he's had more social media traction than anything he could have produced. If he'd have got the best name in the world and you've all agreed, he wouldn't have got what he's got. But obviously what they're saying is the junior clubs are called, so-and-so Leopards and this Panthers, and that's the thing. To do it at a top club, it don't look like there's been, millions of thoughts and ideas gone into producing what they have. But actually it's genius, and listen, do you get a brand awareness has he had brand awareness? Yes.
Very much so.
If he take it next to him and he gets a big leopard on with Leigh and really takes on what's happened, he's probably going to do his best kick launch of his life.
Yeah.
So,
and I think it's the only negativity around it from Leigh fans was when they actually put an image of a kit on, which had a jaguar, not a leopard, and there's been a few laughs about that. But it was only they were worried about the loss of their colours, for losing with cherry and white. But Derek, again, has fronted up and said, look, that was just what we might use as a magic kit. It was just an idea. We will definitely keep the colour scheme incorporated. So he's immediately put the Leigh fans at ease with the fact they're not going to lose.
He's a friend of the show, Degsy. He's good for crack anyway. He's totally transparent. If you want transparency, Derek, you pulled me a couple of months ago, Joe, because Derek's pulled you up on small. Somebody tried to get Derek actually were very honest about me and said, look, he's Craig's for the sport, whatever he says, and he were very respectful. We'll always be respectful with Dec. Dec, if you want to get us 4 Leigh Leopards tops, we will wear them on the show. We will promote, and by the way, for the $500 a month sponsorship deal, you can come on board with Degs for $500 a month, so we'll wear it for a month, so believe me, and we'll promote that new kit and the I don't know a leopard sign, guys, but we'll sing for our supper. Don't worry about that. We're not bothered about that. There's no cry here for 500. Now, if you want a month's traction deck on that, we will wear it for a month, mate. Checks up front, by the way. Guys, a lot of interest in Leigh. Everyone's been mad.
Yeah.
Leigh are making more inroads in the transfer market than any club in Super League. We think we've announced 11, 12 signings.
They've pretty much announced the full team. I think their issue now is someone will have to go.
Quota player.
Currently, the squad they've announced, there is still 8 quota players on there, and there's a lot of talk about who will be the one who won't be there next year.
For inside of the deal, guys, so we've got let's go from the top.
We'll go show me's own Robbie Mulhern.
Yeah, we did that deal probably 5 months ago. People ask me sometimes how long do they do it. They've kept that one really quiet. I think it's been very well handled. Usually hard if we're involved. Quite funny because Chesney, who's the director of football, usually gives me stick about being friends with Matt Shaw, and I said, no, Matt, don't get off me. And he's always ringing me saying, how does Matt Shaw? Hey, it's obvious you're, and I start laughing and said, come on, Ches, don't go out publicly and say he's my friend to and then try and sneak things to him. Not going to happen. Rob Mulhern, great signing, playing yesterday for Ireland, plenty of go forward, perfect age. I think Warrington would have had regrets if they'd have done the negotiation with Warrington at a later than we did. He'd have stayed at Warrington. I think Darryl didn't get the chance to see how actually good he is around the club and how good he was on the field. Rob's never going to go and literally smash somebody off the ground or this, but Robbie's a 70-60 minute prop in a modern day game, fast twitch, keeps coming. Defence is great. Again, you don't get a shot, you're not going to get robbed. He's not going to come and smash your face in, but I tell you what, he's always there. He can come in third, he can go back. He's a modern day prop.
Yeah, high energy.
In a modern, and I think the Warrington fans have lost a good player. I think the League fans, he won't be as big a name as some of them, but by end of the year they'll appreciate him.
Become a fan's favourite, yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. And then they've done, well, I think with the kit announcement, they did a mass announcement. They've also included Oliver Holmes from Warrington. They've announced Ricky Latelli, Tom Briscoe.
Let's start at Oggy. I think it's a great signing for the club. I think Oggy would tell you himself, I mean, it's disappointing what happened at Warrington. He went there because of Darryl, and he went there as Darryl brought Oggy in as a leader, to say, this is what I want off you players. I want you, Warrington, to know, if you want to know what culture is, this is it. It's not worked.
No.
For whatever reasons, we call it as it is, it's not worked. Between Darryl and Oggy, he has not come across as that leader. His performances have been solid, if not, thing is, it hasn't worked. The Warrington deal has not worked. There's no one can tell you any different. It'll be interesting to see what Oggy does at Leigh, because it's the same thing with the travelling. I don't know if he lives in Manchester now, so that's a bit nearer. But you're looking at that and you're saying, God, I hope it does work for him, because sometimes with Cass players, now we might be wrong here, they play the best form at home, and Cass, it's a weird one when you take them out of that bubble. They never feel the same. Especially lads who come through a scholarship at Cass, it seems to me like they find it very hard to go out there. But great signing for Leigh if you can get the Cass form.
Yes.
If you get the Warrington form and the Warrington whatever, you probably, your things. Listen, for the money Oggy will cost, and Leigh don't. Somebody asked me about Leigh when they sign people. You mentioned Ricky Latelli next. Unbelievable signing. Everything you're seeing is for Leigh to keep in that league this year, and not just compete, but compete in top six. He thinks that the average age is going up and up, because they're going for experience and people who've done it, tried, tested. Yeah. So what Derek's probably said, and the key to their again, Derek knows it's not for me. I like to build foundations. I don't like to go bang bang. But they've probably done the right thing. They've probably put a lot of games in, and they get top six this year. Every signing that they announce, I reckon Wakey and a couple others there are thinking, oh my good God. This is putting pressure from the word ghetto on a lot of people. Do you get me? Yeah. Did I say the word deco or ghetto? Yeah,
you said ghetto right. From ghetto.
And it's a weird one, because I said this to a coach this week. I said, I don't want if I'm going for Super League next year, I actually don't want, I think Mick's taping us, but he's making out he's listening, is he actually I don't want Tony Mine at World Cup. Because I know the players we've had at World Cup historically, it kills them. March next year before they get anything like themselves. They have to want a break, they come back, they're behind everybody. Yeah. It's such a fatigue playing in the World Cup. It's a nightmare for them. It'll be interesting, we'll do a programme on it.
I think quite a few have played.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say how many clubs, who's avoided this? And you say, yeah, but to be successful, they should be playing international rugby. But I tell you what, if I was sat there and I didn't have many out there, I'd be absolutely buzzing. Because
off the top of my head, it's probably Castleford.
Well, if Cass or Wakey could be their best positive is that they haven't and they can go. If you put 4 wins in first 7 weeks, because a lot of teams are depleted, you'd be off to a right start, wouldn't you? I'd be saying here, I'm going to put kitchen sink early here because this is my best asset here, that I eat these. So, Ricky Latelli, that's just sensational.
It is a sensational signing, yeah, because I'm sure there was serious interest in him. From back in Leeds. The NRL, Leeds must have been in.
Leeds, definitely. There's no doubt Leeds were inquiring about him. Huddersfield, devastated he's lost. He's left. That they've lost, that'd be devastating. So,
yeah, big signing there. And I think, like you say, on the Oggy Holmes one, you'd like to think Oggy has got a point to prove, because he won't want to be tarnished with, you've gone to Warrington, you've put the feet up, you're enjoying the Cheshire lifestyle. He'll have a point to prove, and I'm sure Leigh's job now is to get that cast form, like you said, out of him. And if they do, what a player they've got there.
They did sign a young prop from Warrington as well. I think one of the Pauling, I can't remember his name. They've signed a young prop. I think that's one of their.
I will try and get that up.
Yeah. But in general, re-signed. Just announced. I think yesterday the re-sign of Kai O'Donnell.
Yeah, my favourite player of the
Tom
year.
Briscoe signed.
Just one thing about Kai O'Donnell, I've been banging the drum all year, haven't I? I just think he's been a bit of an unsung hero because we've got so many stars scoring big
Who's
tries.
the centre for Ireland, Jim?
That's that's
from Leigh.
Yeah, he scored again yesterday.
Sensational.
James.
Is he staying?
He's staying.
Wow.
Chamberlain.
What a player.
Chamberlain.
What a player. Oh, we couldn't believe how quick he was, could we? In that game, he was very impressive. So,
and then
I just think he's someone for me to watch. For those who haven't watched much Championship this year, but and watch mainly Super League.
Didn't Jimmy claim?
I think he's going to be a player that really stands out in Super League as well.
Have we got the three halves? Is Gaz O'Brien? Has he been announced?
He's been announced, yeah.
Gaz O'Brien, Lammy
and Ben Reynolds. And then the other one is the London lad who runs at the line.
Joe Keys.
No,
that's Halifax. No, I know.
This is embarrassing, lads. This lad's been their best player this year and we can't name him. Apologies, Sam might have to delete that bit and bring us back on that. We don't look like absolute idiots. Is it Joe?
Joe Mellor from Witness.
Joe Mellor, I knew it was Joe something, that's why I said.
Apologies, Joe, you've been sensational.
Yeah, he has been very good.
Yeah.
But so I think they've kept some of their key players.
Aikens at fullback, they've kept.
Kept Aikens at player.
And the big one. What is the big one? What everyone's waiting to hear.
Well, that might be the one that has to go. Sadly, Nene McDonald.
No, you mean Zach for signing.
Oh, Zach Hardaker, yeah, we've missed Zach Hardaker.
I missed him, I'm waiting for you to...
Do we need to start this again, or what?
Carry on now, you've done it.
Yeah, we've done it. The big signing, Zach, I think a big shock, didn't they? I think a lot of the media have said, he said the travel from Wigan, that was one of the main reasons for him leaving. That's what he quoted, and then he's gone and signed at Leigh. But he did say...
Well, it's closer.
It is a little... 10 minutes closer, but they said Zach's rebuttal has been there is a car share, so there is multiple players.
And he said his personal situation's changed a bit as well, so he's there. What a signing. Obviously didn't work out at Leeds, but couldn't agree. It was just a difference there, and it looked like more and more likely it might have happened, but Leigh have picked up the pieces nicely there. And again, if you want to sign someone, and I know people will say he does have faults and there's been things going on, but I don't think there's been many more competitive players in the last 10 years of Super League. He is a winner. His performances for Leeds the back end of this year have been superb. Big games, he always performs. He always performs against his ex-clubs, and his list of ex-clubs is getting longer and longer. So, again, another absolutely brilliant signing.
He did actually say, he's been quoted as saying he's not happy. He was shocked, actually, I don't think not happy. He was shocked at the offer Leeds gave him. He's come out publicly and said that.
Yeah, I don't like all that.
He said he was disappointed.
Disappointed and shocked. That were the two words.
Not for me.
Yeah.
Not for me, that. Because to educate people who are watching it, what do you mean by, I was shocked. So Leeds would have had to wait for the Jack Walker situation to free the cap money to make an offer. So Zach had been aware of this. You're not shocked. If you're willing to say I'm shocked when they offer me over the top of money, you can't just shock when it's unders. So if you say to fans, oh my God, I'm so shocked, they've offered me 200 grand a year. You're not going to do that because fans are going to say you're not worth that. So for me, when you call things publicly, make sure you call it both ways. I've been shocked quite a few times when people have paid me over because I won't put that pressure on a kid. So I certainly won't then use it on the other way in saying, let's put pressure on Leeds. Leeds were good with Zach. What happened at Wigan wasn't good. You know what I mean? Zach leaving Wigan under a cloud. Leeds redemption, Zach again.
Yeah.
So Leeds have got to be given massive thanks for doing that. And I'm saying this respectfully to all. Zach's my big friend. He'll always be my friend. He'll always have a place in my heart and show me. But that you've got to speak like a man. Leeds were very good to Zach. They put him back. The reason Zach's probably got whatever he's got at League, is because of Leeds. Because he played out of his skin. So for me, keep all that in house. Don't be stupid. Don't say, why don't you sign for Leeds? Keep that private. Leeds have been fantastic with me. They give me a chance. I enjoyed my time. I played really well for them. And maybe Leeds' cap space doesn't allow for you to come and get 140, 50 grand, which maybe you might have gone up Leigh. And Leigh have got cap space to do that. Good on Leigh, good on Sack. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you, don't ever criticise older players for cashing in. That need to be more honest. I've cashed in, I've got more money. Not Leeds' offer was shit. No, I've cashed in, I've got the better offer. Good on him. Yeah. He plays with his heart. He plays a brand of rugby, what Jimmy's just said, which is sensational because he always delivers when the pressure's on. He's the perfect player for Leigh to keep Leigh. If they're looking for top 6, they need Zach Hardaker. 100%. But keep the washing in line. And secondly, if you've had a good payday, Zach, good on you. Good on you. That's what the game's about. Yeah. If I got to 31 and I said to people publicly, I'm just going for money, what's wrong with saying that? I would. I'd say, no. It's not because they are offering me thing. It's I'm going to go for the most money for me and my family because after the next 3 years, we've got no money coming in. I've got to go back to driving a van. I've got to go back to a normal job. So let me tell you, I'm signing for whoever gives me the most money. I actually say to my players when it gets to a certain age, that's what we've got to, you have to do that. As an agent, you have to say, listen, let's not play the political card. Show me the money. Where is the money for me and my family and my child and my family? Let's do it. Great signing for Leigh. Yeah. Sounds like a brilliant deal for Zach. Yeah. Happy. Yeah. Leeds fans, what we're going to do? We're going to say that. So they've lost Zach, but you have a better chance of getting one of them young players like Max Simpson an opportunity. That's not really bad. There'll be some young players there getting a chance now because Zach, come on, it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's a situation.
There's one worry for Rowan. And I should never say this, but I'm gonna. Leigh, the way Leigh are recruiting is very top heavy. Again, it's Dex knows this because it's not Craig's style. He likes to promote from within and develop. Rowan's doing my model. He's encouraging these young championship players and academy players. It's a young vibe. If you put everything to a pot based on performance as tomorrow, would Leigh beat Leeds based on what you're going to see? Ricky Latelli, Zach Hardaker, you've got all these absolute sensational players signing for club.
Edwin Ipape.
Right, you've got all these, and then if they play Leeds, and Rowan's got a 3-year development plan to bring some of these young men in to be substitutes. But at the moment, this Leigh team of veterans of war can beat Leigh. Do Leeds fans go absolutely ballistic and call Rowan not fit to burn?
What, when Zach scores for winner?
No, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do know what you're saying, but I think there's a big...
Do Leeds fans buy into the 3-year plan?
I'd like to think we will,
because
of the difference is, what Leigh are now needing to do is take very seriously what IMG are going to look at. And the on-field performance category, Derek's probably in a situation where he's thinking, I want this on-field performance to start immediately, and we need to start getting in there.
They've always come straight down on the ball.
And make sure we get a foothold. That team is put together at the bookies. I can tell you now, is not going to be favourites to go down next year, where they always have been in the past. So if they can secure their status with it and then build again for the year after, they're going to be able to hopefully become top 6 contenders and tick the boxes on that on-field category. All the social media stuff they've got going on, big tick there. Stadium, big tick. So I think they've just been really clever in building to give themselves the best chance of that grade A licence.
They're going to do a Salford. Is it Salford we get told off? Salford. Is it a Salford where they're going to put, like Salford, a 31-year-old, top-heavy, played international, played 200 Super League games, and they've got this team of absolute...
Who know how to win.
Well, yeah, of course they'll be. I think the big thing there, they've also signed Aaron Smith. Obviously, he was there this year on loan, a young hooker from Saints. They've signed some...
Yeah, permanent now, yeah.
But you've got Leeds and Wakey, I spoke to Wakey, they're going to try and develop a lot of their youth this year. Yeah. Leeds are going to do it. Is that risky?
Well, I think Wakey...
Is that risky against Salford and Leeds?
I'm not remotely concerned about Leeds, but Wakey...
That's like it's been relegation battle twice, haven't they? Last 5 years.
I do, but I don't think that... I don't see him being in the relegation battle next year, that's my opinion. But I think what Wakey are doing is really risky, because Wakefield, for me, will probably start the season as favourites to go down. Now, if they might go, that's no problem, because next year's when we're going to get judged. And if we finish top of the championship next year, it's as good as finishing second bottom in the category of on-field performance. But it's a risky business because if they get relegated,
lose all the players.
How many players straight out of contract?
Corey and everybody.
It's a really
top young players in the country.
It's a really risky strategy for me, and I think that they'll be scared to death of what Leigh are doing because it's been a long time since the team that get promoted out of a championship don't go into the season as favourite or second favourite to come back down again.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking and thinking, if you put Wakey favourites to come down based on what we're hearing here, and Leah, do you know what he did this year with Featherstone? Quite funny. I thought Derek just kept piling the pressure on Mark Campbell. And I say that because individually they're ahead of their club.
You know, but match
the pressure
go with me.
Signing after signing, and then he brings Lammy in, then he brings in. Yeah. And you're like, I think Mark's thinking, I think Mark could take no more. I think he's thought, I don't know where to go.
It's like being outbid. It's like you go into an arse thing and you're up against someone with 50 million and you can put what you want in, but you know they can just go one more, and that's what Leigh did to Fev.
But then you put Wakey. Who else are you dragging into that bottom four? I don't think you two can answer me. Neither can the master of disaster, Glenn.
You always say this, but then you never say yourself.
Well, I'm asking you, and I'll say it.
Ooh.
Bottom four. You've. That's it's a really tough one.
Really hard.
Because you took Leigh out of there now.
Yeah, I know, that's what I still would have. I would still have Leigh. I think Leigh are going to find it hard to get in that top six. No, I think we're going to get hard into the top six, but I think you're looking at Wakey. I think they're going to be big favourites to go down. And then I think you're probably looking at Hull KR.
Oh, that's outrageous. Their recruiting's been best it's been for 5 years.
Hull KR.
You've got to say Hull KR on this year, haven't you? The two Hull teams.
I think,
you've got on this year's performance.
But I don't think there's going to be much in these odds because I think it's tight. You know, can Salford back up that year? What are Castleford going to be like?
I think they are 15 points better than they were last year. And by the signings, they're 15 points better than they were last year.
15.
Who's 15 points worse then?
I'm going to say it to you now. I think the ones who, if you put in Wakey in there,
I'll give my 4 then. It's going to be controversial. I'm going to go on the signings that I've seen so far. I'm going to go bottom 4 right now before, obviously you've not seen any games. It's a too early prediction, they call it in other sports, the too early prediction, bottom 4. I've got Wakefield. I've got Leigh, but I think top of that bottom 4, if I don't mind, if I can put that caveat on it, I think they'll be the top of the bottom teams. I've got Castleford. I don't think some of the signings have been decent on this year. They're losing some big players. I've got Cass in there. I've got.
The other one.
And then Yorkshire clubs going in here, boys. We'll put the Yorkshire.
I'm going to make it worse. I've got both Hull teams.
Are you going to say Huddersfield?
No.
Right. Because you've got them right up there, haven't you? So.
No, I haven't got.
Put that in my.
I think the other week, Huddersfield. You know when I was saying Wigan and Saints will definitely come above Huddersfield.
You mentioned something there, which I meant the point, guys.
He's still not decided. He's still thinking. It's my time.
And I'm trying to finish. Joe's hit the nail on the head. And I don't want. I want Rads and the cast board to tell me, we've never been as strong. But I do worry a little bit. I'd like to see Cass go into market for 2 or 3 quick.
Well, we've all said
because looking at Cass now, I'd be like, I don't get it because they've not got a lot of young academy. They're not the Saints where they can bring a Dodds in, George Delaney, Wellesby, and suddenly get them out of that one.
Well, the reserve team did, I think, come in the bottom lot of the reserve. I don't think they finished bottom.
We've got Hugo, I think will get a chance this year. But anyway, what I'm saying is, looking at what you are based on the points they got last year alone, and losing one of the best halfbacks, I know and Chewy were on that run. He started to get on that run before he got injured, but I'm with you, Joe, on that one. I think Wakey, Cass are going to have to hit the. Do you know what I said to you about? Do you know what I said?
Cass's best player.
I said Cass as well. We're all
when I said to you about the World Cup, I'd be honest with you, I was thinking, hopefully that is Wakey Cass's chance to say, get these first 5. I'd love to see first 5 fixture both of them and say, listen, lads, you've got to win at least 3 or 5 of them because otherwise, you've got to remember the thing with Eric. He's capable at the moment to go in. Signing best player in the World Cup. He's offering him Super League now. We got them players to play championships. He's got Blake Ferguson to play Championship. What do you think he can get to play?
No, but he's got 8, remember. He's full.
Yeah, you
he's
can't
full.
get
Well,
enough
what about
of
even
it.
England? I think he's capable. I think Derek's capable at any time this year of going, yeah, I'll have him bang.
For next year, maybe.
Well,
Everyone's
we've moved
I
on
mean,
from...
transfer market as well. I think Chelsea
I'd just try and change
100%.
Who's your bottom 4? Let's have it then, son. You put us on the spot.
Before, it'd be probably...
We've agreed on Wakey, Cass.
Well, who's your... No, don't agree. Who's both your bottom 4s? I had to call some
I'm going to
teams
say,
out.
and this is respectfully so, because we love you all.
I've done mine.
Have you? Who's
I
yours?
did Wakey, Castle, KR and Leigh.
Oh.
Yeah,
I did a bottom 5, didn't I? I've just realised I did a bottom 5.
Yeah, I'm going with one of the old clubs. I'm going with Leigh, Cass, Wakey. I'm telling you.
if you go from what he said earlier, you can do the math, can't you? If one team's plus 15...
And I think Salford could get dragged into it.
Yeah, I think Salford.
Salford?
Yeah.
Salford. I'll get in trouble.
I'm hoping not because of what they've done this year, but I've just got a feeling that they've got to be able to do it again, and I don't know if that's as easy as it sounds. If you get an injury to, one of them top players this year, I think that...
But that's most teams.
It is, but Sneady's probably...
Sneady's only 31, that's not too bad.
No, I'm saying if you get an injury, sometimes with older legs you can get away with it. I thought 2 or 3 of them. Oh, Mr. Gledell's gone. Leigh, Salford, KR, Wakey.
Salford, by the way, again.
Salford, yeah. Salford are the ones that could easily... It's going to be hard to batter up.
Well, in a couple of weeks' time after the World Cup, we'll do a show and everyone's recruited. We'll put a big
final one on leagues. We're doing it. Started as a Leigh show. Name your Aussie that's leaving.
Nene McDonald, Leeds Rhinos.
Nene McDonald, Leeds Rhinos.
Nene McDonald, Leeds Rhinos. Well, you thought Kai O'Donnell for the longest time, didn't you?
I heard early in the season that he was really not enjoying life over here. He was very homesick, and clearly, as the years gone on, they've settled in a bit better, and he's staying.
The only thing we know is saying that is Luke Cooley, Richie Myler. Well, is Mick all right there?
He's writing something for us to read.
Is our lead strong enough with Luke Cooley and Richie Myler at fullback next year? Is there anything else?
I think they look at playing Ash Hanley out position if they need to. So I think that's their cover there. And they've got, remember, Leeds have now got seemingly a surplus of wingers. So I think he's got one eye on thinking, if I need to, if Myler gets injured...
Do they play any football with Ash round back?
Or Myler's needed in the arse, that's what they'll do.
Do they play any football that what Ron likes to express the ball with Ash?
No, not in the same way they can with Myler, because Myler's probably as good as anyone in the game, mate.
Be interesting.
I'm sure they'll adapt, won't they? But yeah.
I think Leeds have got to, for Leeds not to get dragged in there, and this is a big call, I'll say it now, Leeds not to get dragged in, you've got to make 2 or 3 signings, Leeds. I think Leeds, like I've just said about Cass, I think you've got to bring a couple in. Honestly, I think they have. And I think what the others are doing is, Saints, your top 4 never usually change, top 5. 1 or 2. Warrington have got to be stronger, surely.
Yeah. Well, we can't be weak.
Or are we putting Warrington in there?
Well, that's a good shout.
Because Warrington don't think they're in there. They're definitely in there in last year's form. They are definitely in the top bottom 4. Yeah. If they play like they did last year, and they have got their best asset, Georges, playing in the World Cup, playing a lot of games. Do you know, the new signings have got to... we'll go to them next week.
Yeah, they have got to be the right signings, haven't they? Yeah.
You probably need somebody who could cover for a big transfer for Mark Aston. You probably need somebody who can cover 5 positions. I'm not going to mention any words. They call him up the day. Mark Aston still take 50,000.
Yeah. Anyone else, Joe? Is that's all the signings announced?
No, like I said, they've signed one. They've signed. Well, they've announced the whole team now. So, but I think they've announced a lot. But I think the main question was which Aussie's leaving. As Blake Ferguson definitely signed another year.
Yeah, I think he signed 2.
2 years. Oh, so.
And they managed to get Lachlan Lamb on a technicality. So he's.
So who's still out of contract for Leigh then? Because sorry, not allowed to at the table. Who's the one out of contract? So we know Nene's still not signed yet, but I think there's 1 or 2 others. Or everyone would just say Nene.
If they've got the hooker signed up,
which they have.
Yeah, he was signed ages ago, Pape.
They announced Akins a while ago.
They've just got. Listen, my thing on them would be, can Lammy play top Super League? You're soon going to see.
We played for Roosters pretty high level, didn't he?
He did, but that's why he come over here, because he They don't come over here from Rooster unless you don't get a game.
Well, he was getting some games, but then the young halfback came and replaced him, didn't he?
Look at the Man of Steel though. You know, he's come over and just lit league alive, hasn't he?
Jai Field.
Good luck to them all.
Yeah. Good luck to the Leopards.
Up the Leopards.
That's your inside the deal on Leigh Centurions. Leigh Leopards.
Interview to say, Joe.
Leigh Leopards' recent signings and how they will fare in Super League. So yeah, thank you. Good luck to Leigh. Good luck to the Leopards, and we'll see you soon.
You have to make Little's job. See you later.